Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Gracious good morning to you, good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do, and you know why I do it. It is Thursday morning. It's April 17th, and it is 4:27 in the a.m. Uh, I just watched a video of a gentleman who was saying some of the most hateful comments that he's received over a period of time. Come from people who have Jesus Christ or Christian in their profiles. And I'm inclined to agree with that brother. Some of the most judgmental, hateful, evil, mean-spirited things, that have been said. I'm going to go whole hog with that brother. Yeah, he says he looks at the profiles right away just to see, who's saying what. For me, I don't even have to look at the profiles because the judgment and the intensity of the judgment, or I want to say, strong conviction, and here's my made-up word, in their wrongiosity. Yes, wrongiosity. Yes, you're just emphatically wrong. There's no room for compromise. The scripture, "Come, let us reason together," has gone clear out the door. That is nowhere even considered in conversation. Yeah, that part. And, I'm reminded of actual conversation I had with somebody who I thought was a friend at the time. That's another story for another day. But, I got a little irritated and corrected an individual in the supermarket because they were so busy conducting business, that they never really made a connection with me. And, at the end of all that business, they said, "Well, let me offer you, sir." Now, I know I have a short haircut, but so do many other women. I know I like my baseball caps when I don't comb my hair because I don't like combing my hair, which people don't understand because it's natural curls. You can see. Okay, but I don't like combing my hair. It's just one of my quirks. So, on the days I don't comb my hair, I slap on a cap. And they said, "Well, most of the time you look like a little boy. You love your hoodies and your baseball cap. So why do you get so upset when it's like you're taking my money, you're conducting business. You can't even give me the courtesy to really examine who you're talking to in this exchange." In a world that's so concerned about pronouns, you can't even make eye contact enough to be considerate. That's why I was upset. They didn't get it. And, I took it a step further. I pointed out, and I said it just like this: I damn sure bet you that when I walked in this store, that there was somebody that had eyes on me based on how I look, color and everything. And you scrutinized how I paid, but you didn't scrutinize me as an actual paying individual in you have to have human contact. You looked at my money longer than you looked at me. You know how they snap the bill and hold it up to the light or run a marker across it? You did all that for my money, but you didn't give me the courtesy of making eye contact. That's why I'm upset. I think they got the point with that example. I'm not quite sure because, you know, they had an image that they were putting out there, and I care less than you put in whatever you want about an image. My thing is about my true character. Do I show up authentic? Am I a good person? You know, was I the best representative of whatever I say I believe for that day? You know, step 4 for you folks who subscribe to the 12 steps. Fearless and searching moral inventory. Can I do that on a daily basis? That is what I'm concerned about. What is the content of my character? You know, and as I started thinking about the conversation, as I started thinking about the video, you know, I want to say this, and I hope, you know, you hear me. And for the folks who want to be offended, I hope you're offended enough to really examine what it is that I'm saying. And that is, most of us want to say we believe in a higher power. And we'll go sit somewhere for 90 minutes to say we've been there. But we want to practice a faith of complacency. We want to practice a faith that is hollow. We want to practice a faith that doesn't cause us to exert inner energy or to show up and be present for anything. It's like, I put in my time, leave me alone. I wrote a check, leave me alone. You know, I didn't know it required service too. Because if I knew I had to work, I'd have stayed at home, or I'll go to my job where I get paid for my work. That part. So, if you're feeling some kind of way about what I just said, ask yourself why.